Hello everyone, today we have a very touching story about a man who started with nothing, not even hope, yet ended up changing his whole life through persistence and belief. By the end of this story, you'll understand why even the smallest dream can become reality if you never stop walking toward it. And if this story inspires you, please don't forget to subscribe, because we share stories that remind us how powerful the human heart can be. Once upon a time, in a crowded city full of lights, cars, and endless noise, lived a street sweeper named Amir. Every morning, before the sun rose and before anyone else opened their doors, Amir walked quietly down the empty streets with his old broom and rusty dustpan. The air smelled of smoke and rain, and the streetlights flickered as he swept away yesterday's dust. To most people, Amir was invisible, just another worker doing a small job. But inside his heart lived a big dream. He wanted to open his own cafe one day. Every morning, after sweeping, Amir would stop near a fancy coffee shop. Through the window, he could see people laughing, reading newspapers, drinking coffee, and starting their day full of energy. He would close his eyes for a second and imagine, if only I had a place like that, small, warm, and filled with the smell of coffee and happiness. But when he told people about his dream, they laughed. Amir, you earn barely enough to buy bread. Forget about coffee shops. Their words stung, but he never argued. Instead, he smiled quietly and said, "Dreams are free, my friend. And maybe one day, mine will pay for my coffee." So Amir kept working. Every day, he saved a few coins in a small metal box hidden under his bed. 10 years passed like that. 10 long years of waking up before dawn, sweeping streets while others slept, saving a little every day. Then one cold morning, something changed. At the end of a narrow street, Amir saw a small, broken shop with a "for sale" sign. The windows were cracked, the roof leaked, and dust covered everything. Most people saw a ruin, but Amir saw a chance. He used all his savings and bought that old shop. It wasn't much, but it was his. For weeks, he worked from morning till night, painting the walls, fixing the roof, cleaning the floors. His hands were full of cuts, his back hurt, but his heart was alive like never before. He made tables from discarded wood and chairs from old crates. He borrowed an old coffee machine from a friend and called his shop Hope Café. When he opened on the first day, only 3 customers came. But Amir smiled at each of them, served them carefully, and said, "Welcome. This is more than coffee. This is a dream come true." Days turned into weeks, and slowly more people started to come. They loved Amir's kindness, his soft voice, and the stories he shared with every cup. He remembered every customer's name, and soon, Hope Café became a place where tired workers came to rest, lonely people came to talk, and dreamers came to believe again. One day, a young reporter visited the cafe. She was moved by Amir's story and wrote an article about him titled, "The Street Sweeper Who Built a Dream." The story spread quickly across the city. The next week, people lined up outside his cafe, not just for coffee, but to meet the man who proved that dreams have no limits. Years passed. Amir's cafe grew, but he never forgot the streets he once cleaned. Every New Year's Eve, he still walked with his old broom and cleaned a small part of the road to remind himself where he came from. And whenever a young person told him, "I have a dream, but I don't have money," Amir would smile and say, "You don't need money to start. You just need faith to begin. This story reminds us that dreams are not for the lucky, they're for the persistent. No matter how far your goal may seem, keep walking. Because one day, when you look back, you'll realize that every small step brought you to something truly beautiful.